Good. Okay, let's try this again. Take 7, yes. Okay, here we are with the Grand Titan, which I have named the Tomoilta. Specifically, the Supreme Tomoilta. It's gone through a few little hidden upgrades off camera because I was a little bit unhappy with it in field tests, so I gave it a couple upgrades. I also made it less powerful because, I hate to have faction 4 guns that are extremely obnoxious, so these ones are actually quite, not that terrible, but they're actually quite amusing. They're actually fun to play around with. They won't instantly annihilate enemy ships, but they will make it quite fun. Also, I did a little bit of upgradery. So you'll notice there's some more generators. These shields are oddly, well, not oddly, but spaced. These one I've added a couple few more here. I've also taken the main gun, turned it into a Gauss beam gun. Primarily due to power concerns and the fact that in the game, if you build a Titan and you go and take it to the tournament and attempt to test it out, you will notice that if your Titan is too massive, you will get a little warning saying, insert name of ship, whatever the name of your ship is, and then it'll say, radius problem. Now, I could show you this, but I've done a few little extra upgrades to the Tomoilta, so I'm going to just save it. Export. LSN, the Supreme Tomoilta. Alright, I'm back. Now, after a little bit of deliberation with myself, I've concluded that I will just call it the Supreme Tomoilta and hope that it doesn't kill everything on my desktop. No, no, no! Damn it! Okay. Now that is why you do not export ships without an author stamp, because if you do that, it will kill Reassembly, because it'll be like, what the hell are you on about, mate? What are you even talking about? Gesundheit is that language. Anyway, so let me just re-import. In fact, I'm going to pause it here because I don't want to show you any of the other designs I have sitting on my desktop. Well, I mean, you'll just see the name, but the name actually nicely and appropriately hints towards the functionality of said ships. I'll be right back. Alright, now that we're back, as I was saying, did some upgrades, and such. Now, I'm not in my best state of mind at this moment. I'm going slightly crazy. But, that's alright, I suppose. I deleted that, I deleted that, I deleted that, I moved this here, I put that there. No, in fact, I'd move that, put this here, put that there, and I'll... Now, a recommendation to future battleship constructors. Putting your shields really close to each other is a bad idea. So what I've done here is not a good plan. Because if you were to say have something like a nuke or an antimatter gun, that nuke would come, hit the shield, detonate, and due to the way that Reassembly computes detonations, explosions, the damage will be dealt to all of the shields. Well, not all the shields, but any shields within the radius. So, for example, if the explosion was here, this shield, if the explosion was there and the explosion radius was that big, the inner shield, the second shield, and the third shield would all be hit by the blast. And explosions in Reassembly don't radiate. By radiate, I mean the damage at the center is the exact same as all the other damage. So, I'm explaining this horribly. But, if I were to take a shield, take a command, because this would be a better way of explaining it. Okay, if this is the blast radius, alright, the damage out here is not less than the damage in here. In real life, the damage in here would be the most, and the damage out here would be the least, but in reassembly, the damage everywhere is exactly equal. So you will take equal damage everywhere, usually. So, sorry, I need to remember all the things I did, all the little tweaks and twiggles. Anyway, in fact, even the things I didn't do. But, so having your shields that close together means that they will each be knocked out by the same explosion. It's kind of a waste. However, if you're going up against normal plasma guns or rail rifles or faction 4 guns, usually they'll hit one shield and that'll be taken out. It'll go like that. But the moment you're going up against explosive... interruptions. So as I was saying... So as I was saying with explosives, you know, the moment you're going up against explosives, this layering of shield isn't very effective and you more want your shield spaced out. But I've put all these shields over there because I want a nice strong neck for this. Otherwise it'll be hit, explode, and just easily be annihilated by most things. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to finish up my upgrading here. Well, re-upgrading. I could do this off camera, but I want to show you the upgraderancies. Okay. So, the Grand Tomoilta, not the Grand, but the Supreme Tomoilta LSN battleship. Titan, actually. My words are not working with me. But, yes, I'm going to show you the radius bug. Let me just first export LSN. The Supreme Tomoilta, and then Labs app now. Technically it should be Labs app, APP then, not AAP. But whatever, I'll be different. Supreme Tomoilta Mark II, actually. No, I don't want to do that. But I don't want to have two things with the exact same name because the computer could get very confused. The Supreme okay, better. The Supreme LSN Tomoilta. Mark nothing. The Supreme Last Stand Navy Tomoilta. Good. Okay. Done. Now, get that out of the way. Now, if I would now to demonstrate this radius issue, I'm going to need blocks and a command console. Command module. So, if I were to make this thing very, very long widthways and lengthways, well, not and, but either or, that should be enough to annihilate everything. Also going to need it like this. Now, the thing does say radius, but that's actually incorrect. Because what it ends up computing is actually diameter, not radius, unfortunately. At least I don't think so. I'm not too sure what the AI does sometimes. So going to export radius tester for cheese. Look, it doesn't matter. But yes, I'm going to export this. And now I'm going to... Oh, hello sound. Exit this, go into the tournament mode, and go import. Now, but before I go import, I have a couple of experimental ships sitting on my desktop, so... I'm sorry, I'm very worried about the sound sometimes. And I don't record into separate audio tracks, so I can't actually edit the in-game sound and my voice. So, problematicicities. But anyway, tournament. Now I'm just going to pause it here while I get all the ships I need. Okay, I have all the ships I need. I'm going to put them into here. Now, you'll notice that here's the radius tester. Okay, this shouldn't work, but if it does, I'll be amused. There we go. Okay, so you'll see, error, radius tester is too big. 1055 radius, max is 1000. So, this ship is too big. Now what you'd have to do to fix this is go into the editor, or sandbox, whatever, and reduce the either that length, or the either the Y or X axis lengths. And unfortunately, if you make your ship too big, that could be slightly problematic. Such as the Tumulter, I had to make its guns shorter. So yes, for now, I'll just remove the radius tester, and we're going to verse the Supreme Elicent Tumulter against the Tumulter, and we're going to notice, well, just the Tumulter full, and we're going to notice the slight differences. So I'm glad this works. Means, all right, let's see which one is better. Oh, I love this. Okay, so now you see what I mean by the Supreme Elicent Tumulter is a lot funner to shoot, and it doesn't just annihilate everything. Well, actually, it does annihilate everything, but I mean, it's not a continuous stream of death like a Faction 4 ship. That was just sad and actually quite hilarious. Not even sure how much range this. By the way, you can also activate the sandbox in the tournament mode. So it's quite amusing. Also means that if I wanted to, give me direct control of this battleship. Fun. Your commanding officer requires extreme power. And then just press escape, and it'll put you back to the tournament. Unfortunately, that will remove any music, but that's, that's not too important. The same track going over and over again does. Not the same track, but the same group of tracks going over and over again does get a bit boring. For example, my Titan Let's Play videos. Not Let's Play? My Titan Let's Build. Okay, I'm going to grab another ship, and I'll be right back. Okay. Good. Okay, I grabbed Frank the Stein, the Ferolder, and the Oput from two of my other factions, just to give everything a nice little test. I'm also going to put the normal Tumulter, the previous Tumulter away, because I want to see, not see, but show you how hilarious it is when the when the Supreme Elicent Tumulter fights ships. Okay, I'm going to do a bracket. I want to do a pool, and I'll just pause it for all the other battles, because I want to show you primarily the Tumulter's fight. But okay, let's just watch Frank the Stein fight for a little bit. Frank the Stein versus the piece of wild Oput. Yeah, okay, we know where this battle's going. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna pause it here until we get to the Tumulter. Okay, now here's the part you should be interested in. Ba-bong, ba-bong. I love it so much. Okay, Tumulter, don't play with your food. Good gosh. Okay, actually, let's just show off the Tumulter. The Ferolder for a moment. Two of my mightiest, well, not mightiest, but pretty damn good battleships versus each other. Who will come? Okay, the Ferolder comes out on top. Okay, I'm gonna pause again. Okay, the Tumulter versus Frank the Stein. Tumulter, don't play for food. Good gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. That was just levels of funny. That was just sad. That was just very, very sad. Okay. Needless to say, the Ferolder versus the Frank the Stein Mark II is kind of a losing battle. However, let's see how he does this time. That was a very ill-timed shot by me, and by that I mean shot sound. There comes Frank the Yeah, so Frank the Stein has some major problematic issues. Alright, let's see the Ferolder versus the Tumulter. Okay, now you see what I mean by fun. The Tomoilta knocks the Ferolder about, but he doesn't instantly chop right the way through. So it means even if you're going up against a pretty powerful ship, or even a pretty weak ship, I'm not going to instantly annihilate him, which means that any Titan that looks beautiful gets to be shown off a bit. And, fun. Oh, also, there's all the millions of red faction drones. Oh, I love them. They're like little fighters. Okay. And yeah. So that was that battle. Um, so now, yeah. So now I've just given you a little show, and this is the final version of the Tomoilta that I shall be submitting into Deluxe Gaming's Titan tournament on the 28th of June, or July, or whatever the month is right now. I am horribly miscaburbled today. Anyway, so yes, until next time, cheerio.